cheer and night's dank dew to dry. I must fulfill this azure cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. The earth, that's nature's mother, is her womb. What is her bearing grave, that is her tomb. Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power.
Good morrow, mother.
Benedicite. What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure thou art uproused by some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I did right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true.
God pardon sin.
My holy mother, no.
That's good, my son, but where hast thou been then?
I'll tell it thee ere thou ask it me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift, riddling confession finds, but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on her, so hers is set on mine, and all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed, and made exchange of vow, I'll tell thee as we pass. But this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosaline, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love and lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline! How much salt water thrown away in waste to season love that of it does not taste! The sun, not yet thy sides from heaven clears. Thy old groans ring yet in my ancient ears. Lo, here upon my cheek the stain doth sit of an old tear that is not washed off yet. If ere thou wast thyself in these walls thine, thou in these walls were all for Rosaline. And art thou changed? Pronounce the sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
I pray thee, chide me not. Her I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well. Thy love did read the rote that could not spell. But come, young waver, come. Go with me. In one respect all thy assistant be. For this alliance may so have you proved to turn your household's rancor to love.
Oh, let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Oh, wisely and slow they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home last night?
Not to his father's, I spoke with this man. Tybalt, the kinsman of old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge, on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write and answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master, how he dares be dared.
Alas, poor Romeo is already dead, stabbed with a white wench's black eye, shot in the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart cleft by the blind boy's punch. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than prince of cats, I can tell you. Why, he is the courageous captain of compliments. He fights like you sing trick song, keeps time, distance, proportion. Rest him his minimum rest, then 1, 2, and then 3rd in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk bottle. Adonis. Adonis. A gentleman of the very first house of the first and second cause. Ay, the immortal pasado. Ay, punto reverso. Ay.
What? Here comes Romeo. Here comes Romeo.
Without his bow, like a dried herring. Flesh, flesh. Thou art officified. Signor Romeo. Bonjour. There's a French salutation for your French thought. You gave us account of the thought.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Canst thou not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great. And in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
Such a case as yours may constrain a man to bow in the hand.
Meaning to courtesy, thou hast most kindly given a most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Why, then is my popwell flower.
Come between me, good Benvolio, my wits faint.
Swits and spurs, or I'll try a match.
Nay! If thy wish were to run the wild goose chase, I am but thine. For thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I have in all five of mine. Was I there for the goose?
There was never with me for anything when thou was not there for the goose.
I will bite thee in the ear for that jest.
Nay, good goose, bite not.
Now, is this not better than groaning for love? Now art thou rolling along. Now art thou sociable. Now art thou what thou art, in art as well as nature. For all this dribbling about love is like some great natural lolling up and down to hide his bottle in a hole.
Stop there, stop there.
Thou dost not desire thy double tail against the hair?
Here's a goodly deer.
Sail, sail.
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter, my fan, Peter.
Good Peter, light her face, for her fan is the fair face.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good day?
'Tis no less, for the body hand of the dial is upon the very prick of news.
How's upon you? What about you?
One fair, gentle woman that God himself hath made, himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said, for himself to mar, Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of worse.
You say well. If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will enjoy to do
Romeo, will you come with us to your mother's? We to dinner thither.
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady.
Lady, 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 lady,
Very
lady.
farewell. I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his roguery?
One good nurse that loves to hear himself talk, and will say more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
And he speak anything against me, I'll take him down. And the lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks, and if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I'm not of his flirt gills. I'm not of his skeins mates. And thou must stand by too and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure.
Oh, I saw no man use you at pleasure. If I did, my weapons should quickly have found. I warrant you, I dare draw as soon as an out of
Now, for God, I'm so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave. And as I said, my young lady bade me inquire you out. What she bade me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Good heart. In faith, I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon. And there she shall, at Mother Abbot's cell, be shrived and there is for thy pain.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir, she shall be there.
Nurse, command it by my useless.
Oh, 1,000 times. Peter!
Clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse, and in half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. No, that's not so. Now is the sun upon the hindmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 to 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm, youthful blood? But old folks, many vain as if they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, pale as lead. Oh, God, here she comes. Oh, honey, nurse. Hast thou met with him? Nay, come, good nurse.
I am a-weary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache, what a chance have I.
I would thou had my bones, and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Can you not see that I am out of breath?
Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, and yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand, and a foot, and a body, though they are not talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him is gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, but all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Fie, how my head aches, what a head have I, oh, my back, other side, my back, my back.
Sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and a handsome, and I'll warrant a virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear, henceforward do your messages yourself.
Oh, here's such a coil. What says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Mother Superior's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Go! I must another way to fetch a ladder by the which your love will climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, out to dinner. Hie you to church.
chide us not.
Amen, amen, do thou. But close our hands with holy words, then let love devouring death do what he dare. It is enough. I may call her mine.
Oh, here she comes. Oh, so light of foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint. A lover may bestride the gossamer that idles in the wanton summer air and get not fall. So light is vanity.
Good even.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if that the measure of thy love be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy honey breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tone unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
We will make short work, for by your leaves you shall not be alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God, send me no need of thee. And by the operation of the second cup, draws it on the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Come, come. Thou art as hot as Jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
And what two?
Nay, and there were two such, we should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Why, thou would quarrel with a man for having a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou would quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. What eyes? Such an eye. Why have such a quarrel? Thou hast quarreled with a man because for coughing in the street because he hath wakened thy dog that hath lain asleep with the sun. Didst thou not call out to the tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter? With another, for tying his new shoes with old ribbon. And yet thou wilt tutor me from quarrel.
And I were so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man should buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter.
Ah, the fee simple. Ah. Oh, simple.
By my head here from the cap.
By my heel I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good day. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You will find me apt enough for that, sir. And you will give me an occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consorts with Romeo.
Consort. What does thou make us? Minstrels. And thou make minstrels of us? Look to hear nothing but discord. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. So consort.
Talk here in the public haunt of men, either withdraw into some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge from no man's pleasure.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if you wear your livery.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the love that I bear thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore farewell, I see thou knowst me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise. And so, good Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Dishonorable! Vile submission! Alastacata carries it away. Tybalt! You rat catcher. Will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats. Nothing but one of your 9 lives. And I mean to make bold withal. And as you shall use me hereafter, for I drink the rest of it. will you pluck your sword from this butcher by the ear? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears, ere it be out.
I am for you.
Drop and Romeo, beat down their weapons.
Come, sir! Your passado.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up. Old friends, heart. Tybalt, Mercutio, gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. The prince expressly hath forbidden bandying in Verona streets. Balthazar! Gentlemen, put thy rapiers up. Hold.
Open up thy sword!
Hard! Hold! Tybalt, good Mercutio. And Romeo! Put thy rapier up!
Plague on both your houses. Oh, and sped. What? Is he gone? Has nothing?
Thou hurt?
I a scratch. Mary, 'tis enough. Where is my page? Go, villain, fetch me a surgeon.
Courage, men. The hurt cannot be much.
Oh, well, no so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am pampered. I wore it for this world. A plague on both your houses. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Benvolio! Help me to some house or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses. They have made worm's meat of me.
This gentleman, the prince, his near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath you my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet. Thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Romeo! Romeo! Brave Mercutio's dead! My gathered spirit hath inspired the clouds that too untimely here do scorn the air.
This day's black fate on more days that defend. This but begins the woe others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Alive in triumph. Mercutio slain. The way to heaven expected lenity. And fire and fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt! Take the village back again which late thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little ways above our heads. Staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy that did consort with him here, shalt with him hence.
This shall determine that.
Get down, Tybalt! death, if thou art taken, hast begone away.
Oh, I'm fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, I can discover all. The unlucky man is of this fatal brawl. There lies the man slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Oh, my cousin. Oh, my brother's child. Oh, prince. Husband. Cousin. The blood has been spilt of my dear kinsman. Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged withal your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, death to peace. But that he tilts with pointed steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who all his heart turns deadly point to point, and with a martial scorn with one hand beats cold death aside, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold, friends part. But swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beat down their fatal points, and twixt them rushes, underneath whose envious arm a thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge. And to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false, he speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and of that 20 could but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Crucio, who now the price of his dear blood doth owe.
Not Romeo, he was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for the defense, immediately we do exile him hence. Let Romeo hence in haste, else, when he's found, that hour is his last. Bear hence this body to tend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rights by their own beauties, or if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil knight, thou sober-suited matron, all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match, played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Put my unmanned blood bating in my cheeks with thy black magic, till strange love grown bold, think true love acted simple modesty. Come, night, come, Romeo, come thou day in night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, loving, black-browed night, come, gentle night, give me my Romeo. When he shall die, take him, cut him out in little stars, make the faces so fine garish sun. I have brought the mansion for love, not possessed it. And although souls not yet enjoyed, so tedious is this day as is the night before some festival to an impatient child who hath new robes and may not wear them. Here comes my nurse. She brings news. And every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there that calls the Romeo bid thee fetch?
Aye, Lord.
By me. What news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
He's dead. He's dead. We are undone, lady. We are undone. He's gone. He's killed. He's dead.
Heaven be so empty?
Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo! Romeo! Whoever would have thought it? Romeo!
Devil art thou that dost torment me thus? His torture should be brought in dismal health. Romeo slain himself.
I saw the wound. I saw with mine eyes here on his manly breast a piteous corpse, a bloody piteous corpse, pale as ashes, all bedaubed in blood, all in gore blood. It's wounded.
Break my heart. Oh, bankrupt, break it at once.
Tybalt. Best friend I had. Courteous Tybalt. Honest gentleman. Never I should live to see thee dead.
Storm is this that blows our country? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead?
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
God, Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood.
He did. And after the day, he did.
Second heart, hid with a flowering face, just opposite of what thou justly seemest. Damned saint and honorable villain. Nature, what hast thou to do with hell, when thou didst bow a spirit of a fiend in moral paradise of such sweet flesh? Have a book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There's no faith, no trust, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all dissemblers. Bring me some aquavitae. Oh, these griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo.
Lifted be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is a shame to sit, for 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned, sole monarch of the universal earth. What a beast was I to chide at him.
You speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Tybalt is dead. Romeo banished. That banished. To one word, banished has slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there, but Romeo is banished. Speak that word. His father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound in that word's death. No word that word can sound. Where is my mother nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Hie you out to Romeo. I wot well where he is. Hark ye, your Romeo will be here at night. I'll to him. He is hid down his cell.
Find him.
This ring to my true knight and bid him come take his last farewell.
Come forth. Come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored of thy part, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Holy Mother, what news? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I yet know not?
I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips, not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banish it. Be merciful. Say death. For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banish it.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona's walls. Where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing live here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. He is banished. Hadst thou no poison mixed? No sharp ground knife? No sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banish it to kill me. Banish it. The damned use that word in hell. Howlings attends it. How has then the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed to mangle me with that word banishment?
Thou fond madman, hear me but speak a word.
Oh, thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adversity's sweet milk, philosophy, to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banish it. Hang up philosophy. Unless philosophy can displant the town, reverse a prince's doom, make a Juliet. It helps not, it prevails not. Talk no more.
Arise, what knocks, good Romeo? Hide thyself. Hark, how they knock. Who's there? Romeo, rise, thou wilt be taken. Stay a while, stand up. Run to my study by and by. God's will, what simpleness is this? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me in and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he's even in my mistress' case. He is just in her case. Even so lies she blubbering and weeping and blubbering. Oh, piteous predicament. Woeful sympathy. Stand up! Stand up and you be a man, for Juliet's sake. For her sake, rise and stand.
Speaks out, Juliet. How is with her? How doth she? What says my concealed lady to our concealed love?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and down falls on her bed, and then starts up, and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name shot from the dead level of a gun did murder her. As that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, mother. Tell me, in what vile part on this anatomy does my name lodge? Tell me, that I may sack the hateful mention.
Hold thy desperate hand.
Art thou a man?
Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Unseemly woman in a seeming man, or ill be seeming beast and seeming both. Thou hast amazed me by my holy order. I thought thy disposition better temper. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself, and stay thy lady too by doing damn and hate upon thyself? What? Rouse thee, man! Thy Juliet is alive! For whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. there art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that threatens death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lights upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array. But, like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou poutest upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed for such die miserable. Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for that thou canst not pass to Mantua. For thou shalt live, so we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 2,000,000 times more joy than thou wentest forth in lamentation. Go before nurse, commend me to thy lady, and bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh, Lord, I could have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel, what learning is. My Lord, I'll tell my lady you will come.
Do so. And bid my sweet prepare to chide.
Here, sir, a ring she bid me give you, sir. Hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
Go. Get you gone. Here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua, I will find out your man, and he shall signify to you from time to time every good hap that chances here. Give me thy hand. Good late. Good night. Farewell.
Would it not that a joy past joy falls out of me? Were grief so brief to part with thee? Farewell.
Yet near day. The nightingale, the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on your pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
Was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale? Look, love, when envious streaks to lace the severing clouds of yonder east, bright candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountains' tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Your light is not daylight, I know is I. It is some meteor which the sun exhales to be to thee this night a torchbearer, and lead thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore, stay yet, thou needst not be gone.
Let me be ta'en. Let me be put to death. I'm content so thou wilt have it so. I'll say yon gray is not the morning's eye. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. No, that is not the lark, whose notes do beat the lofty heaven so high above our heads. I've more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is my soul? Let's talk. It is not there.
It is, thy hands be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing shouts. Now be gone. light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Yes.
Day is broke. Be wary. Look about.
Window lets light in, let life out.
One kiss. No sand.
Why art thou gone so? Love, Lord, thy husband, friend. I must hear from thee every day in the hour, but in a minute there are many days. By this account, will be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
I will omit no opportunity that I may convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Thinkst that we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come.
God, I have an ill-divining soul. Methinks I see thee. Now thou art below. There's one dead in the bottom of the tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookst pale.
Trust me, love. In my eyes, so do you. Dry sorrow gets no blood.
Lady Mother, you know, up so early and down so late. An unaccustomed cause procures her here.
Why, how now?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live, therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit. Therefore have done. Now I bring thee joyful tidings, child.
Joy comes in such a needy time. Rather, I beseech you, your ladyship.
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a Sunday of joy, one thou expects not, nor I look not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is this?
Marry, my child. Early next Thursday morn, the gallant young and noble gentleman in County Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
By St. Peter's Church and Peter too, you will not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder, as this haste, that I must wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray thee, tell my father and lord, madam, I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear, shall be to Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. This is news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself. See how he takes it in your hand.
How now, wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, my lord, but she'll none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft, take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How, will she none? Does she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Does she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have brought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Oh, proud that you have. Thankful that you have. Proud I can never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How now, chop logic. What is this? Proud, and I thank you not, and yet not proud, Mr. Minion, you. Thank me no thankies, nor proud me no proud, but settle your fine joints against Thursday next. Go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I'll drag thee on a hurdle sit. Out, you green sickness carrion. Out, you baggage. You tallow face.
Why are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees, and we with patience but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage. Disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, get thee to church o' Thursday, or never after look me in the face.
I will.
Speak not, reply not. Do not answer me. My fingers itch. Why? You scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this one child, but now I see that this one is one too much, and that we have a curse in having her. Out on her howling.
God in heaven bless her! You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so!
Hold thy tongue, good Prudence. Smatter with your gossips. Go! Oh, God, ye goddamn it!
Too hot.
Oh, God's bread, it makes me mad. Day, night, hour, time, work, play alone in company. Still my care hath been to have her match. And now, having provided a gentleman of noble parentage to answer, oh, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young. I pray you pardon me. But if you'll not wed, I'll pardon thee. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay hand on heart, advise, and you be mine. I'll give you to my friend. And you be not hanged, begged, starved, die in the streets. For by my soul I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, but think you, I'll not be forsworn.
So no, is he sitting on the clouds and leads into the bottom of my grief? So sweet, my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week. If you do not make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me. I'll speak not a word. Do as thou wilt, for I've done with thee.
Oh, nurse, what sayest thou? How shall this be prevented? Hast thou not a word of joy? Please, some comfort, nurse.
Hey, here it is. Romeo, he's banished. And all the world to nothing that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you. Or, if he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then, since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Why, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dish clout to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath, beshrew my very heart. I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first. Or, if it did not, your first is dead. For 'twere as good he were as living here, and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And from my soul, too, else beshrew them both.
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in. And tell my lady that I am gone, having displeased my father, to the abbess, to make confession and be absolved.
Mary, I will. This is wisely done.
To damnation. O most wicked thing. Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn than to dispraise my husband with that same tongue she had praised him with, above compared so many 100 times? Go counsel. Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. To the abbess to know her remedy. All else fails,
myself have power to die.
From County Paris. Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore little have I talked of love, for Venus smiles not in the house of tears. Her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage on Thursday next. Juliet, the time is very short. Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
Your leisure, Holy Mother, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure stirs me, pensive daughter, now.
Come weep with me. Pass hope, pass cure, pass help.
Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, Abbess, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. In thy wisdom, thou canst give no help, and do but call my resolution wise. With this knife, I'll help it presently. Not so long to speak, I long to die. If what thou speakest, speak not of a remedy.
Hold, daughter. I do spy a kind of hope, one which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If rather than to marry the county Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then is it likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death, to chide away the shame that copest with death himself to escape from it? If thou darest, I'll give thee a remedy.
Bid me leap rather than marry Paris, from off the battlements of yonder tower. I will do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained life to my true love.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this phial, being then in bed, and this distilled liquor drink thou often. When presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep his native progress but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. Thy eyes' windows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. Each part, deprived of supple government, shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of short death thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake, as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. And as the manner of the country is, uncovered on the bier thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo know my letters, and he and I shall watch thy waking, and that very night shall he bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame, if no inconstant toy, nor womanish fear, abate thy valor in the acting it.
Give me, oh, tell not me of fear.
Hold it. Get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with my letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear mother.
Vitas here are writ, we shall be much unfurnished for this time. What, is my daughter gone to pray?
Ah, forsooth.
May chance to do some good on her, of Phoebe's self-willed harlotry it is.
See where she comes from shrift with merry look.
How now, my headstrong, where have you been gadding?
Where I have learnt me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you in your behest, and am enjoined by holy abbess to fall prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
Send for the county, go tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning. I'm glad on it. This is well, stand up. This is as should be. Let me see the county. I, Mary, go, fetch him hither.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help seek such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
Not till Thursday, there's time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
Shall be short enough provisions till now near night.
Oh, tush, I will stir about. I warrant thee, wife, all things shall be well. Go thou to Juliet, help to deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight. Let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this once. What ho! Ah, they are all forth. I will go to myself to County Paris to prepare him up against tomorrow. Ah, my heart is wondrous light, since this same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
These attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee, lead me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well thou knowest, is crossed and full of sin. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene. I needs must act alone. Come, Vile. What if the mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No. No, this shall forbid us. Lie down there. If it be a poison which the abbess subtly hath ministered to have me dead, lest in this marriage she should be dishonored, because she married me before to Romeo. I fear it is. And yet, methinks it should not, for she hath still been tried a holy one. How if, when I am laid into the tomb, wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me, there's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in a vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Oh, or if I live, is it not like that I, so early waking, the environment with fears. The horrible conceit of death at night, together with the terror of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where for these many hundred years, the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed with bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night, spirits resort. Alack, alack, is it not like that I so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught and married with all these hideous fears, and madly play with some forefather's joint, and pluck the mangled Tybalt out of his shroud, and in his raises with a cloud with some great kingsman's boat, dash out my desperate praise? I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo. I did spit his body on a rapier point. Stay! Tybalt, stay! Romeo, I come! This is my drink to thee.
Mistress! What? Mistress! Juliet! Fast, I warrant her she. Why, lamb! Why, lady! Why, you slug abed? Why, love, I say, madam! Sweetheart! Why, bride! What, not a word? You take your penny's worth now. Sleep for a week. For the next night, I warrant, the county Paris hath set up his rest, that you shall rest but little. God forgive me. Mary and amen. How sound is she asleep? I must needs wake her. Madam! 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 Aye, let the county take you in your bed. He'll fright you up in faith. Will it not be? What? Dressed and in your clothes and down again, I must needs wake you. Lady! Lady! Lady? Alas! Alas! Help! Help! My lady's dead. Oh, lamentable day that ever I was born. Smoke vitae! Ho! My lord! My lady! Oh, lamentable day.
What's the matter?
Look! Look! How heavy day!
Oh, me. Oh, me. My child. My only life revived. Look up or I will die with thee. Help.
Oh, lamentable day!
Help! Oh, help!
forth where Lord has come.
She's dead, deceased. She's dead, like dead.
Let me see her.
She's dead.
Out, alas, she's cold. Her blood is settled, and her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Oh, death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Oh, merciful day.
Awful time.
Oh, death that hath ta'en her hence to make me wail, ties up my tongue and will not let me speak.
Come, Mr. Bride, ready to go to church?
Ah, ready to go, but never to return.
One, poor one, one poor and loving child. One thing to rejoice in solace in a cruel death that catched it from our sight.
Oh, child, my soul and not my child. Dead art thou, alack. My child is dead. And with my child, my joys are buried.
Peace, ho! For shame. Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all. And all the better is it for the maid. The most you sought was her promotion. For 'twas your heaven she should be advanced. Keep you now. See, she is advanced above the clouds, as high as heaven itself. Dry up your tears and stick your rosemary on the spare course. For though fond nature bids us say lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things that we have ordained festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast. Our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change. Our bridal flowers preserve for a buried corpse. And all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go to. Madam, go with him. Everyone prepare to follow this fair corpse unto her grave. The heavens do lower upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high wills.
I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream. It gives a dead man leave to think. And breathes such life with kisses in my lips that I revived. It was an emperor. Not me. How sweet is love, itself possessed, when but love's shadows are so rich in joy. How now? News from Verona, how now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the abbess? How doth my lady? Is my mother well? How doth my lady Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
And her immortal heart with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took close to tell of you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you didn't leave it for my office. Sir,
Is it even so? I defy you, stars. Thou knowst my lodging. Gather my things and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Go, and do the thing I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the abbess?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone. Then hire those horses, I'll be with thee straight. Juliet. I will lay with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Mischief. Thou art swift to enter into the minds of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary. And hereabouts dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds with overwhelming brows. Meager were her looks. Sharp misery had worn her to the bone. Noting this penury, I to myself said, and if a man did need a poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. This same thought did but forerun my need. This same woman must sell it me. As I remember, this should be the place. Being holiday, the beggar shop is shut. But ho! Apothecary! Come hither, woman. I see that thou art poor. Hold. There is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear as will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead.
It's mortal drugs I have, but man flies death to end either other stuff.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fierce to die? Famine is in thy cheeks. Need and oppression starveth in thine eye. Contempt and beggary hang upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consent.
I pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Take this, put it in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. Had to start this back straight.
There's thy gold. Worse poison to men's souls. Thou hast sold me poison. I have sold thee as well. Farewell. Thy food. Get thyself in flesh. Come, cordial. It's not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave. For there I must use thee. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo, or if his mind be writ, give me his letter?
Find one of our order to associate me here in this city visiting the sick, and finding him searchers up the town, suspecting that we go to his house with the infectious pestilence that reigned, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speech to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bare my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune! This letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear import. The neglecting it made you much danger. Go hence!
Go.
In 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. She will beshew me much that Romeo hath had no notice of these accidents. But I will write again to Mantua. On the course, clothed in a dead man's tomb.
Hold, Balthazar. Take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lady mother. Give me the torch. Upon thy life, I charge thee, whate'er thou hearst or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Therefore, hence, be gone. So shalt thou show me friendship. Hold. Take thou that. Live. Be prosperous. Farewell, my
For all this same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Oh, my love. My wife. Death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy cheeks and in thy lips, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Thou art not conquered. Oh, Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Here. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. I slept your last. Arms, take your last embrace. Lips, O you the gates of breath, seal with a righteous kiss. dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Here's to my love. Thus, with a kiss. I die.
St. Francis be my speed. How often I'd have my own feet stumbled at graves. Who's that?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly lends his light to grubs and eyeless skulls? As I discern, it burneth in the Capel's monument.
It doth so, Holy Mother, and there's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour.
Come with me to the vault.
I dare not. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I stayed to look on his intents.
Go hence. I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, I do fear some ill, unlucky thing. Romeo! 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 Hey. What an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady's there.
Oh, mother, where is my lord? I do remember where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can conjure hath thwarted our intents. Come away! Thy husband in thy bosom, there lies dead. Come, stand at the question. I'll dispose of thee among the sisterhood of holy nuns. Come, go, good Juliet! I do no longer stay. Go get thee hence, for I will not away.
Here. Come. See my true love's hand. Praise and I see it when his time was end. Child. Drunk all, left no friendly drop to help me after. Kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make dye with restorative. Lips are warm. Be noisy. And I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath. Rust. Let me die.
burn. Oh, pitiful sight. And Juliet, bleeding, warm and newly dead, who here hath lain these 2 days buried. Go tell the prince, run to the Capulets.
Raise up the Montagues. Let some others search. You see the ground where all these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance describe.
What misadventure so early up that calls our persons from our morning's rest?
Sovereign, here lies Romeo dead. Juliet dead from 12 months still.
Wife, look how our daughter bleeds. Staggers misstained, for lo, his house is empty on the back of Montague, and it me sheet in my daughter's bosom.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up. See thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, what further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what manner is in this to press before thy mother to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while so we can clear these ambiguities.
I am the greatest.